Y'all wanna know the pro of being dual military? The money. That's it. Video over.
When your song and your hands in mine, and I'm holding you tight, make it feel good. Let me hold it down. I'm so glad we found it's whatever you like. Make it feel good. Make it feel good. Make it feel good. Alright. Make it feel good. Make it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Before we get started, I just wanted you to go ahead and click that subscribe button at the bottom, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can have notifications for whenever I do upload a new video. If I look slouchy, it's because the itis is kicking in. I just made sloppy jokes. So today's topic is about the annoyances and the positives. There's some annoyances too of being dual military. What?
What's up?
What'd you say? I have commentary in the background in case you're wondering why I'm looking this way. And my dogs are joining me below, being nosy per usual. But anyway, so I've been in the military for 6 years, specifically the Army. I keep saying military, but I've been in the Army for 6 years. Husband been in for 5 years. And we've been married for 2 years. We're in our 3rd year. And let me tell you, shut your ass up. Let me tell you, this dude, it's been some ups and downs of being dual military and the annoyances, because we have 2 totally different jobs. So with that being said, I'm just going to go off of the top reasons that I got from people who are dual military or was dual military. And when I say was, I mean one of the spouses got out and now is not. That does not make them dual military anymore. So let's get started. Number 1 being the MHCP, which is Married Army Couples Program. MHCP is Married Army Couple Program. That is a program that you join, that's highly suggested that you join to when you marry another service member. And with this situation is Army and Army. The program in itself allows you to be able to be in the same region as your spouse. For example, let's say you get stationed in Germany. Let's say you get stationed in Germany and your spouse doesn't have the same job as you, or they do if you're lucky. Your spouse doesn't have the same job as you, but there is somewhere for them to work at that same duty station. So that means they can put you together. So the program pretty much is to like help keep the couples together, so that way they're not separated and end up being geo-bachelors. And you know, the Army is about family. Number 2 is, I wrote these down. 2, your spouse understanding what you're going through. So what I mean by that is, when you come home and you have like some annoyances at work, you can talk to your spouse about what's been going on, and you pretty much don't have to decipher what the heck you're talking about. So let's say, for example, I'm at work and I'm talking about a certain situation in regards to my job, and I can come home and I could tell my husband everything about it, and he would understand for the most part what I'm talking about. Now, if my spouse was a civilian, then they probably wouldn't understand like too much of what's going on, but they would kind of get the gist of it. I could probably put it into like a different form, but for the most part, it's a little annoying when you have to break down everything that you're talking about and try to get the other person to understand what it is that you're trying to talk about, or you're frustrated about already, and now you have to go through all this extra stuff. Pretty much you can have relatable conversation, you can vent about the Army BS, and yeah. 3, schedules are in sync. What I mean by that is you wake up at the same time. So for example, I always got examples. For example, wake up at the same time in the morning for PT. PT is at 6:30, unless otherwise. PT is at 6:30. So the both of you get up, even if you are driving separate cars, the both of you get up, get ready, and head on out to formation. Come back home. You have to be at work at the same time. Come back, y'all can have breakfast together or whichever. Head on out, go to formation, or just go show up at work. However your job is. And then you can have lunch together, and then hopefully maybe you get off around the same time. You guys can coordinate everything. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, you know. Family. You could be a family. It's beautiful. Number 4, PCS orders. It wasn't really a big thing, but that's something that I noticed. So with PCS orders, when a soldier is about to PCS, also known as going to another duty station, they have a certain amount of special instructions that's in their orders, and you have like an X amount of weight. Like for example, you can only ship 1 car per set of orders. So if you're a family and you're the only service member, you can only ship 1 car. Even if your spouse has their own car, the Army will only pay for that 1 car. So if you just bought a new car, I don't know, you kind of shit out of luck. You either have to sell the car, or you're gonna have to pay out of pocket to have that car shipped to wherever you go. And then or you're just gonna have to drive from wherever your duty station is to whichever. But the only downfall of that is if you're in an overseas duty station, i.e. Germany or Hawaii, you can't drive in the water. So what you gonna do? But the positive with that being dual military, I have my own car. My husband has his own car. So I have my own orders. He has his own orders, so we can ship both cars. We don't have to drive unless we want to. And then with the household goods, you're accounted for your own weight. So you have an X amount of weight that you cannot go over when shipping your household goods. And if you do, then you have to pay the extra money for the excess weight. With dual military, each service member has their own amount of weight, as if they were like a single soldier. So that's a positive right there. Number 5. You guessed it. The money. Each service member gets their own BAH. One will be partial and one will be full. The positive with that is you don't have to depend on one sole income, because some people think like, oh, that's double dipping. Really, it's not, because if you are separated, then you have to depend on that person who's probably the one furthest away income, and you have like totally set of different bills and wherever you are as opposed to the other one. So every person has their own bills, so you usually have your own money. That's what you earned. And then if you're smart and you know how to budget, then that extra money can be used toward trips or just savings, or if you have children involved, that helps out with the children's daycare and school stuff and etc. So honestly, the money is good and it's very, very helpful, as opposed to having just one set income. It's all a set salary, so you pretty much set on that. That's it for the pros. So we finna go to the cons, because everything that glitters ain't gold. I say your rooms in the head. I say your rooms in the head. Watch your mouth. Hey. Number 1, getting a slim choice of duty stations. What I mean by that is, let's say one spouse is in combat arms and the other one is a support MOS or job, in case you don't know what MOS is. The person that is in the support MOS can pretty much go anywhere, but the combat arms MOS has like 5 duty stations they can choose from. That being said, the support MOS would have to follow the combat arms MOS to whatever duty stations they can go to, and seemingly most of those duty stations are not the best duty stations. So that kind of like cuts out your choices of like wherever you want to live or go or progress or whichever. Another example would be like if a person is flagged or in trouble, then the other spouse is trying to go somewhere, they can't go anywhere until that other spouse is no longer in trouble. 2, being in the MHCP, but you still get separated. One prime example I have is when my husband re-enlisted, he was supposed to get Germany. So he was going to one of my first duty stations. But they told me, oh yeah, you can go, but you'll be 4 hours away. Look, the duty station they was gonna try to put me at, yeah, it's nice and all, but wasn't nobody trying to be 4 hours away from their spouse. What I look like? So I can only see you on the weekends? Is that what you're saying? For 3 years? For 3 years, you want me to be 4 hours away? Oh, okay.
Get random
What? That's how we ended up here in beautiful Alaska.
Wow.
Number 3, having totally opposite schedules. Now, I did say, yeah, you can end up on the same schedule, but if you got 2 totally different jobs or something's going on at work, like your unit is about to get ready to go to some field training, then y'all, yeah, it ain't gonna work out. You could end up seeing your spouse probably during lunch, if that, and that'll be it. And when you come home late, and about that time, you're getting ready to go to bed. You can end up working 12+ hours and barely seeing each other. And honestly, that sucks. And it will be a damper on your relationship, okay? 2, if you have children, then now you have to try to coordinate with who's gonna pick up the baby, the toddler, or however old the child is. If they can't walk home and take the bus home yet, type of thing. If you got kids, then it's gonna put like a damper on there too. So, deployments. Even though you're in the program, and in that program you can request to be on the same deployment cycle, it won't happen. Cause my ass, I requested to be on the same cycle. Both of us actually. But where did I go? Out the dang country. And where'd he go? Nowhere. Stayed here. So much for that. One of y'all will end up getting deployed without the other. And uniforms and TA50 and name tapes, all of that mess will get mixed up. So let's say you're not the same size, but all of your military gear is in one area. Somebody's gonna take the other person's stuff. And they're not gonna notice or care about the size as long as it fit, right? I mean, and then you have the same name now. And then if you have the same name, then you're definitely not gonna notice. But when it comes time to clear your duty station or go to CIF or swap something out, or you have a layout. Oh, I didn't know I had this. It's over here. Oh no, that's mine. I told you it was mine. Then you prove it. It's not theirs, and then just make this face like, or borrowing each other's ribbons off of your dress blue uniform. I mean, it gets pretty hectic. Your best bet is to make sure that you organize your gear from the beginning. If you're first moving in with each other, make sure you have your stuff separated from the jump, and you keep it separated. After that, if it wants to get messed up, look, it's gonna be a while, okay? I don't know what to tell you. If you are gonna be dual military, then know what you're getting into. Like, it's great, but it's definitely a headache. So just like any marriage, regardless, but know it's a little extra, it's a little different of a headache because you're both in the military now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, or something that you want to talk about, or whatever. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you can have notifications for whenever I do upload a new video. And send nudes. Not really, but I do like noodles. So, alright you guys, bye.
Let's talk about love.
Does anything